so I just want to make sure that our bitrate comes up nice and normal. Hotel Wi-Fi, I ran a speed test and it should be fine. So anyway, good morning everyone, and welcome to Meticulous Talks on February 25th. I am, as always, Cursed Chords. I'm joined...
I'm solving problems.
Naturally. And we are here after our sort of 1 week holiday. I was taking in the countryside well, I didn't get to go for Christmas, so this was sort of my belated Christmas vacation.
Oh.
Yeah. Still sitting in a hotel room in Winnipeg, but now that I have access to proper internet, I had a chance to do it, so I should do it, right? But yeah, so as we said in our last stream, this is our anniversary of sorts. Sounds a little weird when you say it that way, but 1 year ago we started Meticulous Talks, and now we're ready to get on with year 2, and as we said, we're gonna try to essentially just celebrate that this week. So expect it to be a pretty low-key sort of event. We're not really going to be talking anything too serious, but we did record a game.
Yes. I won't give spoilers.
Well, yeah. We talked about the decks already last week. Your orange, what would I call it, contraption, kind of. And my purple and white. My beloved purple and white. So, yeah. We're just going to play that, and we'll chat about it. Things that we did right, things that we did wrong. And yeah. So want to get to it?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Just a bit of setup.
yeah, I tried to have this audio. I believe the audio is working just fine. I had it tested out, so people should be able to hear us without any issue right now. But yeah, me up on the top there.
To prove that my deck exists, here it is.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, isn't it snazzy? I'm going to put it out of the way.
How do you want to decide who goes?
I have the...
So me up on the top there with my purple white. You down the bottom there with orange grubber.
Yeah.
I have two very small
Not as
D6.
good as Spike, which is a weird thing to say, because Spike's already not a very good card.
Yeah.
Alright, my total is 4.
But sometimes we just lose
Really?
cards we love. Out of harmony, into core. And I certainly understand that as well as anyone.
Even better.
So, you are the first. I have good old second
Yeah,
chance.
just
so
dealing
I'll-
with our opening issues.
The 4 was perfect for you.
We both mulligan, don't we?
I believe we do both mulligan, yeah. As
So I
we-
know I mulligan a hand, and then I get worse, which is tragic.
yeah. Well, I'm trying to remember what was in my opening hand. It was... No. 2 weeks ago. It's too long. It was a difficult choice, though. I remember that. Evidenced by how long it took me to do it.
Yeah, as am I. I'm just gonna quickly show it off, sort of. Oh god, the light.
Yeah. That's
Yeah. Like, I can play mods, but There's not a lot else I can really do. The Starlight moves Grubber, but eh.
Interestingly enough, that hand was actually the better of the two.
Where was it?
Well,
And this is where we get hands that do nothing in the end.
I mean, with me going first, you were discarding mod anyway, I guess, so...
Yeah.
Hmm.
But hey, that one had more than one revenge.
It's true. It's true, that was better.
Oh.
True.
I mean, I've been playing pink for the last
Yeah.
couple of weeks now, and that's pretty much just the way the game is right now. It's
I mean, I'd rather not.
you try to
Oh well, let's go.
keep your opponent's board as empty as possible.
Do it.
Yeah. Resource denial is very important.
Okay, well, Tempest is gonna do the Tempest.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, you didn't want to color with trading traditions.
You're right, I did not. I always forget about that. Where is this? It's gonna be white.
Okay.
I remember I did agonize a little bit over this, whether I was going to pull a Mimics or a Grubber here.
I still feel like Grubber's the fairly obvious choice if you've gone first.
That's
Yeah, it's probably the right...
Hey.
Because pseudo turn 0 hand attack is pretty good.
Hmm.
I guess just play your hand out.
So I mulliganed into basically the same thing.
And here's my first big
Oh,
play mistake.
right there.
I misread find the purpose in your
Log
life, and so it's actually terrible and much worse than I thought.
Well, knowing this,
Basically
Mhm.
mulliganed into the same thing.
So that's
have
good.
the exact same issue as my starting hand that I've mulliganed away, so that's nice.
And I had two.
yeah.
Hmm.
With a card that I realised wasn't good, so
And yet,
it's lovely.
the only card you can actually-
Out of curiosity, you thought that it was a like a bailout, basically, or...
So
Yeah.
it's got bailout, which is fine.
Discard pile is at
But it's the
one
last
card.
effect.
That'll
I
be
thought the last
that
effect was
being
actually pretty
relevant.
useful because I thought it was because it currently is or flip an additional card during face-offs until the end of the turn. I thought it was
Oh.
until your next turn.
The free
Ah,
so
I
it
see.
was both a defensive and an offensive ability,
Gotcha.
but it's not, which is what makes it bad. Because it
Yeah.
loses about 80% of what I thought it was its utility was because of when I need to sort of delay
we can
my
use-
troublemakers that are there to buy me a turn or two, so I can set up. It just doesn't do it. So
Right, yeah.
There's no point in running it because the bailout is okay at best because it's not immediate.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Drop a pirate
And,
ship.
and frightening two
Yeah.
things will be useful sometimes.
Yeah, that's fine.
And mine's 7 card. So go to
Direction.
1 and have a troublemaker on the on yours.
Very good.
Face down. Yeah. Just, there you go. That makes it better. It's on the card that represents yours. Go.
You saw your hand, of course, so that's Glimmer, right? Or is that...
Yes, it's Glimmer because I had two Glimmers in hand, which is like, oh man, it's better when I have variety.
Yeah.
But it happens. And Glimmer's never bad because bonus 0,
Hmm. Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, it's...
Well, it's worse when you also have pirate ship. Is
Mhm.
the thing I'm sort of thinking about, so I might reduce her number, but it's never awful.
Yeah. 180
And it
move.
is kind of fun if you have the spare token when you're going to cause a double face-off to just be like, and I'll put her face down.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's like double face-off. Oh, and at the start of my next turn... Like that.
Yeah, I'm actually just gonna pass it. But
That's fair. Go to tree again. Wherever the tree went. Oh, there it is. Doop. Draw.
Also, a thing that you totally don't see in the
flip.
stream is
Gloom
my
gloom.
setup to actually get, like, this...
Strike the grog.
Mhm.
This to, like, be able to be recorded is just such a ridiculous hassle.
I think people can kind of guess based on where the camera appears to be relative to the...
Yeah. Because if you're wondering, ahead of where like you see this is just a wall, like just a straight wall.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just leave it.
So it's not like I can put something there because then there's no desk space. Because normally my laptop sits on where you're seeing all the cards, so it's obviously there's no card space as well. So I had to like grab my other laptop that's broken, and I need to just sort of smash with a hand so that nobody can get to the hard drive in the future. Use that as a stand for a webcam. Stick the other laptop to my side so I could look at it for reference for Kirst's board. And like I'm just there like, this is elaborate, but hey, it works.
Well, I like it.
It's, I mean, from what the camera shows, it looks like a pretty regular setup. But we all go to effort to make this game
why
work.
I don't think I'd ever get involved in stuff like Silver Spoon because it would just be way too much hassle.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh.
So, let me see here.
It honestly starts off really slow because
Yeah.
you can't do anything and you just sort of do the game plan of Control, which isn't the most engaging thing visually.
Yeah, it's interesting what, like, in a situation like this with Tempest, yeah, I was, that's essentially it. Trying to confront behind. But, like, second chances, that 7 is actually, it's
really annoying for some
it is
bits.
quite significant, yeah.
Sorry, Starlight's a 4?
That's why I like it.
Yeah, she's only 4.
And that extra AT
Oh,
is
yes.
always appreciated when it happens, too.
Because I mean, like, the only other thing that I kind of think about running is my star thing.
4,
Oh yeah, that's you confirming how much power she has.
yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
Frame over here.
is like, what was it? It's under lock and tree, I think.
Right. 4 and
And
5.
I'm just like, just in case I need the extra orange. But the fact is, now I think I literally don't even need that anymore after the edits I made,
Mm-hmm.
because my one requirement sweep is so big.
So I'm gonna grab her.
It's kind of pointless to just be like, well, if I pay 2 action tokens to move Grubber,
So things
I
that
can
aren't
play
exhausted,
Granny.
exhaust them.
because like that's the first 2 requirement thing that comes to mind. And it's also, I may as well just pay 2 to flip Grubber
Got my pirate ship
to
there.
play more cards than it
I may
would
as
be
well
to
use
move
it
it to under lock and
to
tree. So I
play
think
Mhm.
it's legitimately just pointless now. But that's okay.
Looks like I forgot to exhaust my main there.
Give me the 5.
Yeah, but you don't move her for another like
Yeah,
12 turns anyway, so
Yeah.
it's not like
1
it was
point
relevant.
start.
doesn't matter.
Woo! Only took much longer than
And look at that, playing
Mac
Mac as a
because my
vanilla
hands
2-2.
suck.
Clearly, I'm
I've
in a
also
great
already learned things
situation.
about how this
Well, the
deck
thing
works,
is, like,
which makes me sad.
Oh,
Against,
he's fine as a 2-2 anyway.
yeah,
The
he's
fact
fine as
that
that you
I used
do.
to just be like, okay, I'm just
Purple
gonna
and
play
white doesn't have
some- and then
too much
it doesn't work like that.
card removal you need to care about, and he's like being down there is to say you can't play resources anymore,
Yeah.
or at least not resources that are gonna stick around into my turn. It's not a terrible place to be.
Yes, because I'm only on 1.
Yeah, so like I've been testing the deck more with a few changes and stuff as well after this, because obviously I learnt a lot because it's the first time I played it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the biggest loss from going from Harmony to Core is out of action.
Out of action. That's
The
the.
one cost resource that just exhausts the thing forever.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that's orange. Yes.
Yes, losing that basically lost my get rid of a friend sort of card,
Mm-hmm.
and there's nothing that can really quite compare to it in an efficiency rating or anything in mono orange in core. And I think
About-
that's probably the biggest loss for the deck.
What about limestone?
She's only effects though. She
Yeah,
doesn't just
she's.
say, yeah, you can't confront.
Yeah, you're right.
Who cares?
She's close, but she's not the same thing.
Yeah. Because like she's replaced clipped wings, which was like a thing where I was like, well, I was already trying limestone over clipped wings in Harmony in the first place,
Yeah.
and I was like, there was pros and cons. I just don't need to do the judgment call, and I just take that one.
Okay.
Exhaust. 2.
That feeling when you misread a card and now it's just oh well, I'll pay 2 to find the purpose. Yeah, find the purpose to bail out.
This is where I realised that it's not as good as it was. And I'm just kind of like, oh no.
Yeah, it's, so choose one and fight the Teargus friend.
That has
Exhaust an
currently been
opposing
turned
character and
into
it does
Dream
not ready.
Seized, which has a lot
control
of
next
need.
ready step.
Oh yeah. Oh, Dream Seeds. That
I
makes
just wanna bail out,
that
It's
was
like, oh man, is that a good card you have there? Not anymore.
and so I go to no tokes.
the story of core right now.
You got it.
Is that okay?
You play a card, I'll get rid of it. If you don't play a card, I'll get rid of it. And at some point, I'm just gonna get rid of all your stuff anyway and make a whole pile of unicorn tokens.
Ah, party of fun.
I think I'd try it here. Prim against Starlight.
Think so?
Or, I'm not sure.
You sit and think for a while for sure.
Yeah, I remember that. I believe this is where I was like really regretting having played Princess Twilight to the other problem. Because
So
it's
you're gonna face it?
no way I'm
Oh,
ever
sorry,
going
yeah.
to.
I'm no.
Confront
front.
the 7 very
Yeah.
easily.
Okay, cool.
Ah, I didn't face off, okay.
Old habits die hard because everyone seems to run trading traditions nowadays.
Yeah.
So you always go for your opponents first, pretty much. And that's one of the advantages to monocolour, having an annoying starting problem at least.
Mhm.
It's somewhat useful.
I mean, honestly, I think that's one of the big advantages of having a main, even like Grubber, where you want where you want to flip them later. Like I think Novo probably runs a second chance because you don't want to flip her till later anyway, and
Sorry, I'm taking so long.
7 to your opponent is so very useful
You want to know just
to make sure that Skystar doesn't get rid of it turn 2 or whatever.
Right
Five right
And hey, it doesn't even matter that much if Skystar does somehow get rid of it. It's like, oh no, a thing that wasn't essential to my game plan is gone.
Mhm.
now, okay. Let's actually go.
Whereas obviously with trading traditions, it's like
now. Honestly, I'm probably gonna have to
you
start
can
doing
just
that.
get punched really hard, really quickly.
Yeah.
Cry.
Yeah, I think that's probably good right there, honestly.
Me?
And magic discard.
If anybody here who remembers when I went over the decks for this stream will remember that I was pushing Glimmer back in those days. Essentially, my opinions just changed over the course of the week. I still like Starlight Glimmer, but I think she's just too complicated. This
You know what
this.
makes me sad? One,
Go ahead.
she's neither pink or white, so you can't just be like, stick her in the deck with Bodyguard and go, 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 go.
Yeah.
Because that would be
Stop it.
hilarious. With all the unicorns you'd be getting.
Yeah, of course. I think, to be honest, that's probably her best place anyway, is just like a little bit of purple in that deck.
Yep.
But even so, I've been playing that for the last little while, and Starlight generally just sits in my hands like, I want to play that at some point, but I just can't spare the resources right now.
So, remind me, what's...
And it's still like
Just
that.
lost initially.
She's 3.
Immediate pay 1, banish a non-friend.
That
You
is
can
a-
play like 2 events for that,
+1 to power times on him.
Right. Okay.
which can help turn the game around.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, 3, 5.
And even just getting into the purple is an issue because, well, you either have barrels
This
or
time we're going to...
I suppose you.
Speeches.
Yeah, speeches. Probably a couple of twilights you can spare.
I was gonna put that on Big Mac before.
Oh right, the nap cakes prior to the face-off.
No, let's get smooth instead.
Okay, so I'll just stick him here.
I was going to say you top smooth at this.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I just stick it sideways, so I'm like, well, that's what I'm flipping in the face off.
Yep.
And I had a couple of, I must have had a couple of resources in hand
0 points.
if I was thinking about getting rid of Big Mac.
Yep. Yeah. Everything in this is worth 0 points.
Also, like, it was made me so sad when I played
because they're
Smooth. I
just
was like,
there
oh,
to
wait,
play
it doesn't have an
something
event
set
in
up.
this card, because my
Can't really
instinctive
set
play
up
with
when I have
Smooth is
it
obviously
so-
play him, make him 3 so he can't get caked.
Yeah.
If they don't obviously respond as soon as they play it, but that feels like a weird play. Although it might be a play that people have to make soon because Smooth can just
Yeah. Yeah.
absorb a discard pile and become this big threat.
Okay. Cover to cover.
Of course, okay.
So it looks like I'm trying to go into the sort of more regular game plan.
Yeah. I have to say, it's so satisfying to do.
Where I
Cover finally to your
Yeah.
I know.
tokens.
Just do it a little less, like this.
I have the troublemakers in this game, not you.
Yeah.
Right, and then single problem face off into.
Yep.
This actually worked out pretty well
Yep.
for me.
And this
Oh, you flipped like the
6 versus
perfect
5
thing,
initially, right?
that's
considering my slow as heck start.
Mm-hmm.
2. That would have been really nice to draw.
And look at these cards I'd love to play.
Oh yeah.
That is your point.
I was just like, at that point.
So back they go, and it turns into...
Black man.
Yeah.
What's that on the other side?
6 white, 2 wild to me. 10 to you. And it does the photo finish thing.
Yeah, yeah.
The white problem.
Okay, take it away.
Little left now. Oh.
So gained 3 to 4.
The problem that gave you the most
Four.
points, even though you didn't solve it once, or did you solve it once?
Did I confront it once? I think
Once.
I might have confronted it once. Yeah.
Snails. Not thinking about it.
Right.
Ah yes, snails.
Discard Dr. Caballero on Pirate Ship.
Right.
5 cards in discard. You get 2
He's
power
one that I'm
counters.
still sort of debating over. I've taken him out for now, but he has been useful in the past, so...
Really, huh?
Takes you down to 2.
Yeah.
I
Because
mean-
just paying 2 for 4 power and then giving 2 cards to discard for all these other cards that are in the deck, like Zap Apples and Granny, obviously, is like, it's neat. But it's still a -2.
It's true. It seems like, yeah, when you say it, it seems perfect for what the deck's trying to do. And it's right on like an excellent requirement spot for if you're trying to not flip Grubber right away.
So for now, he exists as a card that makes a rock with 3 power for 2 tokens and 1 requirement. Because it does a similar job,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't -2 me. Which is always nice.
End with 1 again. You get 2 points and don't cry.
Ugh,
Don't
those
worry,
two
my
points.
deck just wants
Yeah.
you to win.
Christ.
Okay, one meticulous.
Yeah, this is a situation that's actually pretty familiar to me. Aside from the fact that it's blackmail over there, I feel like the builds I've seen lately and the stuff I've done lately, like, are short on troublemakers generally. I want to start actually putting sneak attack into my decks more because, like, if that's not a blackmail and that's some problem that you actually do confront, it's actually pretty hard to shove you off of it generally.
Like, a big loss from core is just I can run one sneak attack and gyro and always have troublemakers I need.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you want to consistently get sneak attack, you need to run at least two.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same
Which
thing.
is not great.
Nobody's
because,
even
I mean, if you've got the troublemakers, it kind of just does nothing.
I thought about it a little bit.
Totally, yeah. But yeah, like, that's certainly running my pink-white deck. That's the issue that I've run into. It's just it's so familiar to have, okay, like one mimics or something over on that problem, and then I'm confronting my problem, or at least I'm confronting his problem. He's confronting mine, and we're in this sort of tense situation. But I'm technically losing, and I really don't appreciate that.
Okay. Pass.
And, like, it's those times where I've played so many
Still
games
free.
where I'm the control player,
Mhm.
and they get that 1 point ahead,
I'm at
and they
4.
can keep confronting, and so they're just like, I'll just store my tokens if you're going to try and control lock me out of doing this other problem. I'm like, okay,
Cards in hand?
if this keeps going, they just win.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, it's a big hassle.
Pirate ship.
Sure.
Activate pirate ship. Move Mac. Motivate? That's not motivate.
And look
That's
at,
motivate.
look at that. Oh yeah, I accidentally put the event underneath it, and I was
Mm.
like,
was on that initially.
yeah, highly motivated because I'm just like, whatever. I guess I'm never gonna draw Granny.
Roughly?
Fun fact: I don't actually draw Granny the entire
You don't, yeah.
which is tragic feeling, admittedly.
Sorry. Tails is like when he enters play in any right?
Yeah.
But you do have to discard 2 cards again if you want it. Those count as that. And
Yep.
highly motivated triggers at the end of your turn? Or at the start of your turn?
Start a turn.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So-
let's portal snails right
I remember I had a Rest in Pieces in hand at this point, and I was thinking, oh, 3 resources, that's amazing value.
But unfortunately, you know how the deck works, and it's like, well, I can get like 6. I just wait another 2 turns. And to be fair, one of the biggest things this deck has is
2 more.
the element of surprise.
Mm-hmm.
So playing against you, it's already not doing as well as it would like. But I will.
It feels like a full representation of what this deck actually does.
Okay. Okay, so before we do anything, let's just play Rest in Pieces and get rid of all those resources.
Yeah, that's fine. One thing I hate about Rest in Pieces is it has the word vanish rather than dismiss.
Purple Snake.
It's. I mean, I guess that was probably
Why did
right.
you go from putting things on top of
Like,
decks
most of those pirate ships weren't really doing anything at the moment.
They were saving me an action token at the end. I don't know why I played the second one, honestly. It really didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I only used one the entire time. But hey, it's a learning process.
But I guess.
I think I only ever really need one pirate ship in play, but it's such an obvious target that I need 3 in the deck.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. And I mean, I guess I definitely had to get rid of that highly motivated regardless, so.
Otherwise, big metal things gets out of control.
Yeah.
And you've already flipped a portal and
Mhm.
used a portal, and I can't remember how many you're running, but even if you're running 3, your chance of seeing the other is incredibly low.
Oh.
2, I think. It remains one of the great shames of my existence that I only own 2 portals.
I got 3 so fast. It's unreal. Because that's a relic of my past.
Mhm.
Good old
Castle
house arrest,
exhausted. Go to
Yeah.
sleep.
Sure.
where all you do is use purple events to send things home. And that's your game plan for the whole game. It's really fun, but it's also like super draining.
Oh, yeah, well.
There's so many times where I was just like, oh, what light do I make? And I'm just there like dying. Heck, it's I took that to the regionals, but I got the mat I'm using at. And if you're wondering why I'm using it, it's because it's by far my brightest coloured mat. And look, like when I tried it with other mats, they're also dark. That it was difficult to see everything properly, and
Yeah.
the lighting just didn't work. But yeah, house arrest, stressful, sort of mind-numbing deck,
Okay.
but it was fun.
I just lost it away. I had
Okay.
from filming.
Especially when you make it so they can't confront their own villains.
Mm-hmm.
That is just
I
like the
had
spiciest.
an entry friend
most
and it
fun
was
stuff.
taken away from me like that. I had lost because I had to mulligan and it was worse.
Team
At least in the other one, I could play Captain Jack and like do something. I should have kept it.
Yeah, that's fine.
You do have a Captain Jack coming at some point, right?
Yes, I think it is because I've got one right now. I think I use the castle,
One of my tournament matches recently,
go to 5, and then Cadajak this, like the turn after this,
Right.
which is that
and then you go down to
when you're playing
everything
against a guy
except
who
photo
uses
finish and
single
grub,
vertical grubber
and I
Yes.
just go
right away.
grub and
Having
kata.
no entry in your
And
opening
just,
hand is better than having one
I can't,
entry.
no, it's 10, so I don't have enough. But I didn't have enough anyway, so who cares?
Yeah. But no, I remember it was right after I played the second photo finish.
Afterwards, you
Which
still have
was-
no entry in your opening hand, at least.
Knowing that you have a deck with Cadajak in it, playing 2 photo finishes was just a mistake.
Yeah. It's like playing a second photo finish in your own party of one deck. Just don't do it.
Hmm.
In this feature,
Why would you ever
you
do that?
advance your castle control.
Yeah. Oh wait, yeah, you future it, so it's a bit further away from now.
Wait for another photo.
No, there it is.
Yep.
Oh.
I wanted to confront that problem, I think.
Yeah, you really wanted to confront the problem because it was
Because 2
fucking
points a
weird.
turn clearly wasn't enough.
For whatever reason,
5.
you had to overextend.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bomb.
sure.
I literally just bombed
So obviously I'm
Sometimes.
gonna get rid of Snails because he's at home and small Mac. And I'm gonna get rid of Big Mac
and then I
because
said
he's
I didn't
smaller
make
than
a
I do.
decision. I'm like, well, Cadajak
And
can
I
get
haven't seen
bigger,
a resource
and
yet.
Big Mac can only get 5. Cadajak.
I'm
Mhm.
gonna leave this photo finish up at the problem. What's dumb plan?
Pass.
Sure. I'll take 2 points.
Yes.
4, 7.
And this is sort of the point where my deck actually sort of tries to fight back.
Yeah, things got a little bit
And, like,
interesting.
does things that it actually like wants to do. It's a shame I don't own 3 Catterjack.
Well, like, you would actually run 3 of them in the deck if you could.
I would test it,
Yeah, I guess so.
and the capability to test things is always better than not.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Because for now, there's no point in me testing it when I don't actually have. Oh man, having 3 Catterjack would be great, and now I actually have to get the 3rd Catterjack. That doesn't sound easy.
She's Defenders, right? Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. It was really high on my list of cool cards from Defenders. I think it was like 2nd or something, because yes, just yes.
Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Is the face down another grubber, if I remember correctly?
I think that was a Mimics this time.
Oh, and then I beat it.
Yeah. The tough situation is you got 8 there. You're going to confront that soon enough.
Okay.
Or at least.
If I had friends in hand. I
Yeah,
don't
so
think I had a friend in hand at that point, and it's just like,
Short hand phase. I'm gonna discard.
sort of, oh come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna discard this one phase.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And here's you discarding to hand limit while I'm sat around crying about not
Oh,
having a hand.
or is it 5 now?
It's 4. I'm at 10 points.
Limestone?
Limestone.
Oh yeah, limestone. And I use her to sort of neg photo finish
Mm-hmm.
on and stem bleeding and everything. It's useful. Limestone is really good.
She is. She's...
Portal your Captain Jack. Limestone should be going away.
Right.
That way.
And that's where you're surprised that I...
Yeah, no, I
It's just like, I need
I
limestone.
will exhaust
right now.
limestone.
Like,
yeah.
I need it more than I need the 5 power over the 4 power, honestly.
Yeah. For some reason, I just thought, oh yeah, then Limestone goes away. No problem, right? But no.
Sure. 518 is 7.
I mean, at least it stopped you from confronting, so I guess.
It did its job. And hey, you paid 2 action tokens to food fight my Captain Jet. I guess.
Troublemaker phase.
Yeah.
That makes it okay.
See, it's the mimics. And I beat them on the first face-off, isn't it?
You've got 7? I think you probably do.
Yeah, and I was expecting some sort of shenanigan, and you just don't. I'm like, oh,
No.
yay.
I'm pretty sure my hand's full of, like, some recursion stuff and...
Cover?
Okay, there's another cover.
Yep. What's your cover?
Right. I do seem to have a tendency to draw into cover to cover
I always appreciate
after my board gets wiped. It's kind of the best time to draw it.
One cover.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, wow, he's seen all 3. Okay. You know, the one thing I'm kind of interested to ask, because I obviously don't know while we're playing, is what have you been, like, meticulousing away, etc.?
Like, I would
I don't
imagine
really remember.
there probably would have been some resource dismissal in there. A couple more Luna's Futures, likely. Maybe a Moon Dancer or 2. What else is in there? I think there's a crack indication in that deck that I would have gotten rid of, probably.
So that's one of the things I do like about my deck. It's not like you need to use Troublemaker removal on any Troublemaker I have.
Mm-hmm.
They're not there to be awkward or difficult to beat. They're just kind of there.
Go ahead.
Right. So that's the second grubber. Or wait, is that a Mimics again?
No, so you Grubber and then you Mimics after it, because you've got 2 cards, I think.
Yeah.
Oh. So what power does it have? I always forget.
Mimics are 6.
Also, you kept forgetting to name anything with your Mimics,
Mm-hmm.
like 2-3 times.
The more you stay in my head.
Try not to forget that these days.
It is super important.
Oh, it's
Okay.
super important. I've had it, like, you name resources, and the guy's sitting on like a singing barrel or a speech as his only way into his other color, and sometimes it just wins you the game. It's actually becoming, like, it's not just automatically event sent anymore,
Hey, singular.
or at least, like, certainly in pink, it's like, if you don't have your other color out, then it's resources. Otherwise, it's probably events.
Also, what did you name?
Oh, sorry. Yep, I forgot again. It's a May. I didn't name anything.
Okay. Apple.
I guess.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, the double wraps.
How much of I can do right now?
Seeing that, we're gonna misfire your discard pile.
That's fine. Alright, cool. Ew.
Sure.
Well,
Apples are so good.
same
I don't
play
even
as
know
last
how they
time.
printed something so just like base efficient.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Blah, blah, blah.
Because like I'd even think a 1-cost immediate event that just gives +3 power would be like, that's pretty cool. I mean, I wouldn't really play it, but it's not bad. And then it's just like, just have it on a stick.
Troublemaker.
Whatever you want, yeah?
First, we're gonna put this other grubber up.
Alrighty.
So this is
Second
where you
grub.
grab her, and I go hand. I can't even remember. What's
Oh,
the hand.
no, this was the ridiculous...
I swear, you flipping take the highly motivated because it's threatening rather
Yeah.
than the bailout, and you redeeming qualities, and I just go bail out it.
Hint.
Yep.
Bail out your Kid Moon Dancer. It's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
why didn't I take the bailout when that was obviously going to be my play?
And then second
But take the bailout, I think, like, the plan was to... I think I could have won this turn if I had taken the bailout. But, well...
Yeah. If you're intending to get back Moon Dancer, and you gotta select a discard, get rid of the card that disrupts your Moon Dancer.
Mm-hmm.
That's just it.
Yeah.
That's how you have to play.
You have 2 A2.
Yeah. Yeah, Limestone put in so much effort this game, preventing you from getting
Mhm.
points. Oh my gosh.
Okay. We're gonna pay 3
There it is.
There's the redeem.
for redeeming quality.
Yep.
I think she's the only friend in my discard pile right now.
It's because you. How is it you discarded her?
I
can't
discarded
remember.
her...
Just hand limit?
Yeah, to hand limit a while ago.
Priority, I'll bail out her.
Naturally.
Blah.
Yeah, and that was
Then
right.
My obvious play is just bail out it, and you're like, yeah, why didn't
Yep.
That's what I should have.
And that was just hard to come back from, really.
I'm
Just
confused
like
when you probably have all the
Because
way
it's-
to make it
it's-
sort of highly motivated.
It's because I get smooths as well, and I just go,
Why you
okay,
didn't
cool,
take bail out?
bye,
Mhm.
everything
I was
useful
really
to you.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's why. That's why I'm
Yeah.
just like, I've run smooths in the deck forever, like ever since he was printed, because recursion is good, and he stops it and gets bigger.
mhm.
Also,
Like even in the Harmony version, there was times where I was just like, oh yeah, this is me telling you and
Yeah.
that I've got no cards in hand, but you didn't quite understand my code of me saying I have jazz hands to represent the fact that I have no cards in hand. So
Yeah.
it's my bad.
Ah, it's fine. I probably like I should have inquired before playing Grubber again. How many cards do you have?
Yeah,
We
that's
just-
also a big thing. Like just
Because we see like 2 more Grubbers when you have no cards in hand.
no, it's just one more because you've obviously played the initial one and you've played another one.
I think I played Twilight and Rarity a couple times though.
Oh yeah. But it's just like I'm just in top deck mode, so I'm just throwing everything I draw at the wall, basically. But hey, that is like a strength of this deck. Now that I've edited it even more, there's nothing that you draw and go, "Oh, this is terrible." Once
Mhm.
the game gets to its midpoint, like there's nothing you're like, oh, "This is bad right now." Like that I can think of, except for maybe like, "Oh, Big Mac" when they're not playing resources.
so archetypes.
So when I'm just like when I am just drawing, sometimes it's not even that
Okay.
bad. I'm just like, yeah, I'll just play this.
Mhm.
Maybe draw another card and see if I can play it, or just store the tokens and draw cards next turn. And like,
I've currently got 7.
7 to 6. 2 prepared.
Flip
flip
line.
the other lines down.
Oh, I mean, Flip It's gonna work. That's
Sitting at 11.
Ah, yeah.
that's
Yeah, just
the
like-
only event that's really useful right now.
I wish I could use that in Target Limestone.
No, but shouldn't be in this deck because
And things like that. Just-
If only every event in the game had Chaos play this event.
Oh,
Okay, cool.
gosh.
1 point.
Sorry, the Zappable's power went to who exactly? It's
Limestone.
It's friends only? Okay.
Yeah, it's really annoying. I used to think it was carrot, and it made it much better.
Yeah.
Alright. Usual proof. There's my deck. Okay. So, what's in your discard pile, please?
Okay. We've got ourselves. Well, it's quite a lot. Is there any specific friend you're asking about, or card you're asking about?
No. Not friends. Smooth.
Oh, I see.
Smooth.
Not
Here he
So
is.
from
My
6
my
to
amazing main
4.
deck tech card that people hardly ever expect.
Okay,
Honestly.
smooth targets we have.
Which is strange, like,
2 grubbers.
he-
Like I don't get it. I don't know why other people
Healing
don't really
qualities,
play it.
Inspire,
Like,
portal, speech, Luminous
it's
Future,
just
Restless
kind of
Future,
good
portal,
to me.
mapping.
Once upon a time,
So,
I remember
I'm
he
gonna
was
do it
meta.
right now, and I'm gonna go for Misfire
Misfire. Sure.
because that
But,
deconstructs
Yeah,
everything.
it kind of depends how big recursion is at any given
And I'll
point.
pay another 1 and hit blowing up Twilight House.
And like honestly, I'd play a friend that costs X,
That's it, pieces.
and that's kind of the feel he has to
Okay.
me. He just kind of costs as many action tokens as you want, and then he's
Mhm.
that big.
Always efficient, and yeah.
Okay, I'm done for that point. Go.
And yeah, basically, I think It's Gonna Work is pretty much the only
5, 8, 9.
card I
Oh, you have
want
Cripple.
at this point.
So, Troublemaker phase?
Sorry, we're in ready phase
Long.
still.
Oh, sorry.
And then this is the I'm confronting, so I can finally stop your action token production
You do
at
have
least a
have
little.
ready phase.
Point, which is what Limestone is going to be really nice for
Mhm.
if I don't get so back-footed.
Right. We only get 1 this
I'm like, yeah, this is just like a really hard situation to play from because you're thinking, man, I should have won this game already, and being able to kind of focus yourself and be like, wait, just keep playing whatever. That's really hard. Which, I mean, that's not to say that I'm not still in a good position, but
To be fair, I think that's one of the things I've always kind of been best at, because for me, when I play the game, it's not just about winning. I just kind of want to. Usually, my deck has a thing that if I do this, I'll be happy anyway. So obviously, in this, if I play Granny and stick highly motivated on it, I don't care what happens to the Granny with the highly motivated. I could steal it, eat it. That's fine. But if I make that play, I won in my heart, and I don't really care with the actual result because that was fun.
yeah.
And so it's sort of like I'll always be able to keep going in a game and be like, okay, so what do I do to make this keep going? What do I do to try and do well? Because yeah, I just like I've always tried to make it so my focus isn't just winning. It's like I just want to play this deck because it's fun or things like that, which is probably why I haven't played House Arrest in a long time. Because while it's fun, it's also really draining.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mentally, which is just like, oh.
Yeah. See why I deck smooth now? It does some pretty nice stuff.
Oh, it's
But the mono orange is like it's just filled with sort of, I guess it's a good stuff type deck,
Mhm.
kinda with
most
sort of
things
minus
is
synergy splashed in, which is what I like about it because it's not too tough to pilot and it does some pretty fun stuff.
Yeah, honestly, all the colors. Well, I'm trying to think here. I mean, I've built mono pink lately, and it's okay, minus the fact that it's got no resource removal. White doesn't really. Maybe white can work on its own, but I feel like you could make a reasonable case that all the colors are in an okay spot for mono these days. Oh yeah. So this is the first Twilight and Rarity grubber with no cards in hand.
Shika, 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 shika. Will I just shake my hands in front of the camera in a second? There it is.
Yes, remember, I had nothing last turn, and I didn't draw any extra cards. I just played smooth.
Sorry. Thought you were just jazz handing
And this is
because
probably explain the fact that I said jazz hands meant my hands are
Oh
empty.
yeah,
so
I
I
said
can-
Yeah.
I've got jazz hands, as in I've got nothing in hand. Sorry, I thought...
You see, it's
Okay.
because this is the
No,
first
that's
time I've
fine.
done sort
He's
of
got-
stream, like
he's
over
got
the
0
internet
points.
game, and obviously when you jazz hands to someone in person, they clearly look at you with no card in hand, wiggling your fingers, and it's pretty
Oh,
obvious
sorry,
what
what's
you
your
mean.
discount?
That. Highly motivated and bailout.
And that's my current discard list because it got
To zap apples for days.
It,
got
misfired.
misfired before the grubber where I just had those 3 cards in my hand.
Yeah.
And I got rid of the magical misfire pretty much instantly with Smooth because bad. My deck likes having things in discard. But like, so my theory with magical misfire is that most decks are only going to run 1.
Yeah. I don't think it's.
So I only need to draw a Smooth and get rid of the 1 copy they have, and then I never have to interact with it again.
Yeah, okay.
That's sort of my tactic against it. It's, oh man, you could magical misfire now, and if they do, it's just like, okay, cool, now I can get rid of it and just keep playing my game.
Mhm. Yeah, I almost wonder if. Well, we'd have to be in a pretty extreme recursion environment if for magical misfire to get more
Yeah.
than 1 copy.
Yeah. Also, like I think one of my favorite things with Smooths, because of how the deck works, is Smooths can take from my opponent's grave, whereas everything else in the deck is specifically from my own. So while it also is in theme, and if my opponent's not got any non-friend things, I can still use it. It also doesn't drain my resources from other cards in a lot of cases,
Mm-hmm.
which is like really nice
Let's
sort of
play
synergy with everything that's going on.
vanishing.
I love just decks filled with minor synergy. It's fun. That's where you finally get rid of Line. Bye, Line. Why didn't she go to the discard pile? It's more useful there.
Perfect. Around here.
And then we start the sort of slow crawl the finish line.
where you actually have to confront. Because
Yeah.
I finally like had reasonable card value to stabilize rather
Faith?
than what my sort of start was,
What?
and it's kind of
Tempt Faith.
sort
face
of
off?
the simple way to summarize my deck. It's supposed to do what it's done
sorry.
here, like
That's not much better
Limestone's
10
trigger
times
was
Mm-hmm. Basically.
and it usually does. But yeah, obviously things happen.
Till the end of turn.
Right.
But is it this? Isn't my entirety of this turn beat Grubber, destroy your discard pile, pass? Basically.
You're fine.
Probably.
And I get my smooths to being something ridiculous like 9 power. Oh yes, piece of paper moon dancing.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 4.
Don't have enough. That's another
11.
friend I have to work on getting.
It's because like Moondancer, when it initially came out, nobody cared about because you had Gyro and Death Stop.
Yeah.
Suddenly the core exists, everyone cares about it!
Which is what core is good for.
Drop snails, because why not?
Certainly.
Go from 7 to
No, you play the snails.
Scarface?
And it's because I just have so many, and I don't. I think I asked you how many events you've got, and you've like, I've got 6, and then there's like nap cakes and like, or something that I just don't care about.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'll just get rid of everything but that and play snails, just in case you top deck them.
Point. Alright, so end phase.
So that I have a secondary Zap Apples target.
I see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them.
Because,
Okay, so what
because
are they?
don't forget, Zap Apples can't target your main, because otherwise it'd be completely ridiculous.
Otherwise, it would have been in all the farming decks.
Of the deck sometimes is I have I have a Zap Apples or 2. I just kind of want 2 friends.
Yeah.
There you go. One is going to work. One would even call these 2 portals.
Yeah. Everything except the Luna's future, I think.
Yeah, because I'm like, I guess you'll banish a Zap Apples, but that's not too bad.
I will banish everything
Was
except
my
nap cakes with
logic
smooths.
there?
Oh no, you left the nap cakes.
Oh no, it's Napcakes.
Which, that's fair as well.
Oh,
Yeah. Because it's honestly between Napcakes and Luna's Future where it's like, oh no, you can hop my snails. I don't really care. Or, oh no, you get rid of a Zap Apples.
I mean,
And I
it's not
think
like
my
Napcakes.
logic was, Zap Apples is +3, snails is 2.
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess, let them top deck snails.
Meanwhile, Moondancer is finally back in the game.
And you're like, oh good, I can play Napcakes. In comparison to this long list of really good utility.
Okay. One more. Second.
Like, I'm pretty sure the only thing I was thinking of doing right now was confronting
Third.
blackmail. Which means I'm looking for friends, essentially.
No.
Things that do help to confront them. That happen.
Forming phase, main phase.
This is a problem because all my white friends are are the other problem already.
You got the Octavia, the Rarity, and Toilet, and Photo Finish, and Moondancer. But hey, you've got 0 purple power there in the form of 2 Twilights.
Mm-hmm. This should be, I think, Twilight Meridian number 2. Cover to empty hand. Yeah, there it is.
Showing my hand.
continuous jazz hand.
That's fine. That's fine.
It's like the most logical way.
And like, at this point, I'd confirmed to you multiple times I've
Mhm.
got
Yep.
and things like that. But I think you just went for Grubber because you're like, if anything happens and you can get the extra point,
And
no.
Yeah.
go.
I think that's it.
And then this is where I shake the camera screen.
handshake.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So I don't know how to shake a hand for a camera.
No,
Yeah,
people
that
do all
was
kinds of
a
different
bad
things.
Start.
You can like just kind of
Mulligan to hand got a worse one.
reach a hand
So,
across the screen and
Granny
such,
Smith
but
forsake you or something?
Didn't draw her once.
My goodness.
But I drew 3 pirate ship.
Okay.
Something you definitely
Yeah,
want
so
to play on.
that was the game.
You want 2 at
yeah.
most.
I lost
Definitely the right
quite
choice to do
massively,
at the end,
but
my hand
oh well.
was already
It was still
full.
fun, and I learned a lot, as I said.
Clearly,
yeah.
I want to play another one. There was Trixie. She was a card I wanted.
Like how bad that card is.
Find the purpose in your life. Yeah, it's well. You already say you made the edits. It's not. You replaced it with Dream Seas. You said right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, yeah,
This is
it's
just good utility, costs 1, so it's an easy... Because another way of looking at events in the orange deck is when you play it, it also adds to your discard pile number.
yeah.
So rather than costing 2, costing 1 to add to discard pile number while having an effect that's, not bad.
Awesome.
It's pretty
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah, cheap events obviously better, and there is a lot of like you can hit main 6 with that. You can hit.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I
the
can hit
big
a lot
one
of
that I
the
think
deck's
of.
weaknesses, like the main 6 and stuff, that, let them just cheat. The only things, like, it can't hit the 1-for-1 that steals, that can take Granny.
Oh, Berry Punch.
Like, yeah. But yeah, it hits a lot of things that I just don't want to see. Also, probably one of the sort of most side synergies ever of it. Dream seized, and then I eat it with Smooth. Woo!
Yeah. Yeah, it works. Yeah.
To sort of just get rid of something.
Oh, that'd be that'd be your way to get rid of like Spike or something. Would work. Song Spike, that is.
Well, no, because Smooth is non-friend.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
You
yeah,
can
yeah.
dream seized it into discard, but obviously a certain event exists for that.
Yeah. I suppose you'd have to be getting rid of the redeeming qualities. Smooth.
Yeah. It's drop the redeeming qualities and have limestone to punch him every time?
Mhm.
No. No. Studies on. No! Stop singing! As he just walks off solemnly, dropping the mic or whatever. So yeah, that was the game. I'd say the best takeaway from this match is you don't have to win, you just have to learn what's wrong.
Yeah, it's a good way to say it.
Because obviously, thanks to me losing that game, my deck is now probably like 50% more efficient and just has better cards. So, did you make the birthday cake or?
Oh, that. No, I've had I have cookies.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Close.
Yeah, close enough.
Are they going to be stale by the time you post them to me?
Probably.
Darn.
If they're they might not even make it past the border, honestly. They came from the farm, so. Well, yeah, I'll. Thanks a bunch, obviously. I say it to you every time, but thanks for the year, and look forward to many more. Or, well, some more.
Who knows? I'm
Yeah.
guessing this is going to live as long as the card game does, and I have no idea how long that is.
As long as we can make it, hopefully. At least, like, the way I think into it myself right now is like, if we can make it to another set rotation, that would be amazing.
That'd be cool.
That'd be great.
I'd like core to change at least once before
Yeah.
before the game, I don't know, dies or doesn't have enough people playing it and stuff.
Yeah. Because having us,
Like, one of the things is though, with a game like this, it has this sort of inherent lastability of random kids asking their parents to buy it
Mhm.
and then just looking at the cards. Because, like, I work in a shop and we have these things called match attacks that are literally like, it's like collectible top trump cards almost.
okay.
But they just sell out because it's got footballers on. So if, I, 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 the way I think into it myself right now is like, if we can make it to another set rotation, that would be amazing. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That would be if ponies, especially like with the whole what is it leaked next generation and stuff, if they can piggyback on that as well, like it could suddenly just be like, oh, it's got all the new things, kids buy it, and like just survive off sheer kids want to buy it.
Yeah, that's possible.
Which is kind of like my hope, because obviously numbers show that the number of people playing competitively is kind of diminishing, which is a shame because it's still fun.
Oh, certainly.
And Core has made deck building so funny to me because I'm like, oh, I'll just put. Wait, no, yeah, that's Harmony. Oh wait, I'll just put. Oh wait, no, yeah, that's Harmony. When it comes to deck building, so something to change things up has been nice.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I've got, well, just the next set to look forward to now, which, but, you know, there's plenty of speculation to be done there. I'd like to see...
So, what's the next and beyond set?
Well, we don't know anything about it yet.
Equestria.
Oh, yeah.
So, if it's called the and beyond block, I feel like it's got to be the sets have got to be called something and beyond, right?
Well, I mean...
Because the other ones are just literally named after the first set completely, whereas this one quite obviously sets itself apart by only using part of the name. So I feel like it's going to be a block naming theme.
I suppose it's possible.
Or at least that's my instinct when they name the block like that. So I'm like, is it going to be just like Kluge Town and beyond? And it's just like a set full of fellowless friends.
That would be something. I mean, I imagine we're done with the movie references, but...
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Well, no, I feel like we'll still see movie images on cards randomly.
You know, we could. Yeah, you're right,
Like
actually,
I
we
would
could.
see like season 1 images on cards randomly still, and you're like, oh, okay.
hmm Especially if we want to see any more Transform stuff in the future.
Yes. Oh hey, look, the main 6 turned into breezes that one time.
I mean, yeah, that really should be the case, honestly.
And rainbow powered. You know those things they tried to basically take everything they did in Crystal Games, the Rainbow main 6, the Crystal main 6, the Breezy main 6, and just stick Transform on them. Just do a redo for 4.
hmm
Could be fun.
And suddenly Pearl
And I
becomes
feel
a...
like instead of making the Breezes cost 0, you have it so that their Transform cost is 0, and they can
Ah.
power and do something cool.
Now, you know, that actually makes a whole lot of sense. That is... For all the trouble that Breezes have caused for the game, that was... You know, that could be a way to make it right, finally.
Because now they don't just cost 0, they kind of cost 0.
Kind of cost 0, yes. And actually, like, one of the reasons that I kind of want Transform to be a thing, to some extent, is that, like, I realized just this past week that you remember Bedtime, right? The white-yellow resource?
When you would return something to hand, banish it.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
and the fact that card actually, like, just basically says Transform doesn't work.
Oh my gosh, that's so fair. I didn't even think of it like that. Then again, I haven't thought about the card in ages, because
Yeah.
it's Bedtime and it's kind of a random card that you might think about building a deck around.
So yeah, that would be, like, if Transform becomes meta, then that deck becomes, like, the counter to it.
Or just like running it in your deck, even alongside just like 2 effects that return to hand.
hmm
It's just like, well, it improves these for 1 action token, and it also nerfs this deck.
Yeah. But we'll see. We're getting into, well, I mean, after the whole thing with Marks and Time, it's like, there is no, we're getting into the area where we should expect to see another set. Because it's like...
They just sort of get them out when they do.
Yeah. But even so,
They can.
now that...
I'm trying to think, is there anything that could give them a deadline like the movie did? Because obviously with the movie set, it's like, we need to get it out near the movie.
Mhm.
So is there anything giving a deadline like that? I don't know, when does the new season start? Maybe they'll want to do one in correspondence with the new season.
March. About the end of
Oh.
March or so.
Maybe with the finale
Could be.
for
Yeah.
that season? I don't know.
I mean, what we need I think it's high time we get Equest for Girls stuff, honestly, in the card game.
But how do you do the card types? Is just human its own type, or do you have that their horse, like their original races, or do you
Tough.
have like do you have the cliques be them? So there's like the hippies or whatever they're actually called in the films, which Fluttershy is part of. There's the nerds,
I imagine you.
jocks, and things like that.
I imagine you would take.
Although you'd call jocks athletes because that's a more complicated word that actually exists.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd imagine you just take a human trait and
Yeah.
call it there, or you could even do like a set theme of like alternate dimensions and stuff, and have like alternate forms of stuff. I don't know. That might be interesting. But anyway. Now I just want white to get a really good main one of these days. Now that
That'd be nice.
yeah, now that yellow's kind of been a thing, I'm gonna switch to crusading for white.
I mean, white has good cards.
It has good cards, but like there hasn't been a good white focused deck in so long. It's the best secondary color. It's not the greatest primary color.
Yeah. I don't know. To be fair though, does that make it the best colour? If it's the best complement colour, with like any other colour, doesn't that make it the best colour?
I mean, it could. It if it shows up in all, yeah, if it's always there in the tournaments, then I suppose it can't be bad, right? Well, anyway,
Yeah, I'd say that's it. We've just sort of nattered.
just kind of chattered on for a bit, so yeah. We never decided if we were gonna do a stream next week or 2 weeks from now.
That's honestly your decision. I'm
Yeah.
not too bothered.
Okay. Well, yeah. I suppose I'll get in touch with you about that at some point during the week, and we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway. So yeah. Thank you all, everybody, for showing up. Of course, the VOD will be up a little while afterwards. I'll post a link to that on my blog, and I'll tweet it out as well. And thank you all, yeah, once again for watching, and everyone who watches again. And thanks for everybody for a year of Meticulous Talks.
Thanks for watching.
I've been Curse of Course,
And I've been solving problems.
and we'll see you all when we see you next.
Yeah, whenever that is.